Greetings from Costa Rica. It can be almost impossible to find homes under $500,000 in Guanacaste this day and age. The exploding real estate market has really left price points above what some people can afford. Today, I want to give 10 options that are under $500,000 for actively listed single-family homes here in our area. When I say our area, I'm talking about the beach communities south of Playa Tamarindo, all within about an hour-and-a-half drive of the Guanacaste International Airport, and all within a pretty reasonable drive to Tamarindo itself, where you've got amenities, private schools, etc. Yet these properties have affordable price points ranging as low as $99,000 because I want to put together some affordable options for the people out there who may not have $1 million to buy a huge house here in Guanacaste. So without further ado, let's just start rolling through some listings here, people. As a quick reminder, if you haven't done so yet, you should subscribe to my channel where I've got now more than 400 Costa Rica real estate videos, a lot of information about moving here, taxes, every single issue related to Guanacaste and investing here. And if you're ready to look at investing here, you've decided it's time to call a realtor, I'd love for you to get in touch with me. Email me at matt@costaricamatt.com. It'll be a pleasure to help you with your Guanacaste, Costa Rica property search. Let's start out with a $99,000 home. You see almost no single-family residences available here in Guanacaste below $100,000. Admittedly, $99,000 doesn't buy you a palatial ocean view 5-bedroom rental income property in Guanacaste, but you can get a home here with a location that puts you close to beaches and really close to everything that a lot of surfers would love to see. This property is actually located at a strategic junction here. You're looking down one road where you could drive out to Junquial. You could be at Playa Negra and Playa Avellanas in a very short drive. If you turn left and head south here, you go down to Marbella. You eventually land in Nosara. So really, as the starting point for a surfer's sort of dream trip, this is an absolutely perfect location. Yes, at $99,000 currently in Guanacaste, what you're going to purchase is, a very typical sort of home for Guanacaste, something that wasn't necessarily built for foreigners, but you can plop yourself down here and be within a 10-minute drive of some of Guanacaste's absolute best beaches. So if you're working with a budget, you need to get into Guanacaste for $100,000. We do have an option for you here just outside of Paraíso de Santa Cruz. Again, it'd be about 10 minutes drive from the beach. Really surfer's dream property there. Let's go up a notch now and talk about this beach property that's actually much closer to the water. Now we are 2 blocks away from Playa Junquial, that really short walking distance to the beach that people dream of having. We're talking about a $245,000 home here, which again, if you've been searching out there in the real estate market, you've seen that this price point has become increasingly rare and difficult to find. This is Casa Dome, named for the current owner. You have an absolutely beautiful back porch here looking into the woods. We're about to get new pictures showing what this looks like only a month later when the rains have completely transformed the area. This is a simple, straightforward home here. You're across the street from one of the area's best boutique hotels and restaurants, the Guacamaya Lodge. So you have a charming little bar and restaurant right across the road from you. Again, you're just 2 blocks from Playa Junquial itself. It's a walk downhill to the beach, so it's perfect for your afternoons. The home is absolutely new construction. The owner finished it recently and had a change in plans. It sits on a lot that measures about 4,000 square feet. So if you don't want a lot of maintenance, this could absolutely be the perfect choice. And one of the things that I love about the house, they oriented things, basically so that this back porch here, you can see perfectly in the photo. The sun sets every day over the west in the Pacific. Obviously, their back porch is facing east, meaning you have that shaded, perfect back porch. You see a lot of people building homes facing the ocean trying to get that sunset view. The afternoon sun blazing in through your windows in Guanacaste isn't that enjoyable. And instead, I love imagining sitting back here. The sun is setting behind you. You're staring into the woods and really enjoying the cool temperatures there at Casa Dam, your oasis here in Playa Junquial, for just $245,000. Now we're going to go up just $4,000 and show you another option under $250,000 here with a property I've got listed in a bit more of an adventurous location. This is a $249,000 listing down in the community of Venado. Venado is still a purely real Guanacaste town in that you haven't seen influence from development really change how most people are living their lives. You've got a lot of Costa Rican families who still are on La Plaza Deportiva. You've got really a community culture that is small town Guanacaste. And here, just outside of Venado, the town itself, you've got this lovely 3-bedroom home. Really, the construction value here and the size of the home you have is as the biggest home I can currently offer you in Guanacaste for $250,000. It was definitely built in an age when you were able to build bigger spaces more affordably. Here you can see the main living room, the steps to the master suite upstairs. Interestingly, another factoid about this house and just construction in Guanacaste, those are rosewood stairs. Which rosewood is an incredibly rare wood. I think it costs $12 to get 6 inches of rosewood in your house. It's what they use to make marimbas. It is absolutely on an endangered species list. You can no longer get rosewood anywhere in the world easily. This house, because it was built in Guanacaste about 15, 20 years ago, included that feature. Again, this property, you're tucked really just a 5-minute drive away from the beach. If you're looking to not be in a developed touristy area, and instead your goal is to really live in a place that is still much like Guanacaste was 30, 40, 50 years ago, then our spacious country home down in Venado for $249,000 would be a great option. We're not going that much higher next. We're still going to stay under $300,000. And this is even a competitor's listing. This is not our brokerage's listing. You've got the Surf Heaven property here, 2 blocks from Playa Junquial itself. Another home with a very short walk to the beach, asking $289,000. It's a 2-bedroom, 1-bath home. You've got 1/5 of an acre of property. It's not a gated community, but you've got neighbors strategically around you. Just the development was done where you had people build next door, creating sort of a very secure little non-gated yet neighborhood-like community. Here you're only 350 yards away from a surf break. It's not that consistent. It's not an amazing, world-renowned wave, but you've got direct access down to the beach. There are very few people who visit that area near the beach right now. And in terms of places where you can just walk down to the water, despite this being a competitor's listing, I'm willing to say it's one of my absolute top picks for people who are looking for that simple, easy to maintain near beach property here in Guanacaste. And really at 289, we got some passersby there. Again, you're not going to find many properties with this location and this level of construction. So it's another listing in the Guanacaste market that really you don't see all too often. We're going to move above 300,000 now and get to a property that, once again, we're close to the beach. We'll bring it up here. This is Casa Tres Picos. I don't have the name on the listing profile itself, but now we're talking about a 4-bedroom home that actually presents a really good opportunity to generate rental income. The current owner has been very pleased with how this high season has gone. He's seeing excellent rentals because this property is only a 5-10 minute walk to the beach. Plus, at a 4-bedroom, it's in a niche for the rental market that you don't see a lot of inventory offered. There are tons of 2-bedrooms around, a decent number of 3-bedrooms, and 4-bedrooms can be fewer and further between. Here you're looking at the home from the outside. It's got 2 suites on the bottom level. And then on the second story, you have this really fun space. Hopefully, eventually we'll get inside. Now we're upstairs on the second level where you've got this wonderfully what's the name of that book? Swiss Family Robinson sort of space where they actually brought in those tropical elements into the room to make it feel not just like a sterile space. Yes, this home was built a couple decades ago, but absolutely you can see that it's one of those charming, one of those places that people feel resembles the area rather than something that's completely out of its context. Guests enjoy staying there because the white sand beach that is walking distance from the home has great snorkeling. It's a perfect place to spend a day at the beach because there's lots of shade there and it's an undeveloped spot. And overall, when you put pictures like this on the internet, on Airbnb and VRBO, people love to imagine themselves renting these fun Guanacaste houses, and you see good occupancy as a result. That house is also here in Playa Junquillal. Like I said, it's walking distance to our white sand beach, Playa Blanca. Next, we're going to go up. We're going to go way down south now to my colleague Jurgen's listing down in Playa Marbella. Marbella is another place where if you want to get away from development and you don't want to be in the heart of tourism, you might consider the community down there. And I'll show you on the map where Marbella is. If we're looking at Tamarindo here, it's a 45-minute drive now all the way down to Junquillal, where a lot of the properties we've been seeing are located. It would be another 45 minutes to get down to Marbella, depending on the traffic, or rather the road conditions, etc. But Marbella is an absolutely beautiful beach and a beautiful area of Costa Rica where, you're still not seeing that huge flow of development, and you can still feel like you're really living in an undiscovered spot. We were actually there just a week ago to see some listings, and yes, there is construction happening there, but it's happening at a snail's pace compared to the areas up near Tamarindo, Potrero, Flamingo, etc. Jurgen has this $359,000 home listed in a gated community up there. This gated community is kind of, one of these amazing odd places in Costa Rica where the community itself is sitting in a mountainous forest surrounded by almost nothing in every direction, yet the community itself is this really well-manicured, cared-for development. They have paved roads internally. They have security up there. So you drive through the woods and through this beautiful Guanacaste forest, arrive at this little gated community, and it feels like an absolute oasis, sort of tucked in the woods. You've got your little neighborhood of homes that have been built. Here's showing you, this is an amazing drone picture. Great job, Dimitri. It would be about a 10-minute drive down to the water itself, maybe a little bit less. You go down a winding road and get out to either Playa Frijolar or Marbella, or one of the beaches down there. But anyhow, you can see this little neighborhood tucked up there. So you've got the security, you have neighbors, you've got people to interact with, yet the location of this neighborhood itself is what I love to call the real Costa Rica, the real Guanacaste, and you are tucked up into an area far from the Walmarts, the airport, that really touristy feeling center. Next, we have a listing that is not even yet on the market. I'm going to have to bring up an Airbnb page, and this is a listing that's near and dear to my heart because it's actually right across from my house. My neighbor is listing his gorgeous property list in the woods here. And let me pull us up here. The asking price on this home is going to be $390,000. Incredibly, my neighbor built a lap pool. This is 15 meters long, yet you're tucked in the woods. The house is built where you park your car, you take a small bridge across a creek, and tucked back into the forest, you've got this lovely oasis. He originally had the buildings set up so that you had an open space between the two. You have now 3 bedrooms. There's a master suite here and 2 bedrooms on the left. And then your living space is in a module on the right. And yeah, the area, the property just feels absolutely like this kind of jungle getaway because, yes, you're across a creek, tucked on into your own private little forest, and he has things set up to really take advantage of the forest. Here you can see the actual layout of the house with this kind of modular concept. Bedrooms and bathrooms on the left-hand side, living space on the right-hand side. This pool was not done to scale whatsoever because the pool actually comes out all the way over here. And like I said, it's basically a 50-foot lap pool. There's your bridge crossing over to your private oasis. Again, this is now a 3-bedroom right across the road from my house. So the house is only available to those out there who would love to use it quietly. And of course, we're trying to find great neighbors for our little spot there in Pueblo Verde. We're going to jump above $400,000 now with a bit more substantial house, whereas the previous property we were looking at is about 15, maybe 1,800 square feet of living space in total. Now we're looking at a larger home that comprises 2,500 square feet. This is located about a 10-minute drive from the beach, but on a full acre of flat property back in really an ideal location that puts you off a main highway, 200 yards from the road. So you've got peace and quiet, and once again, this serene oasis. Yet you have extremely good access to Tamarindo, the airport, and everything. This is Rancho Golondrinas, Mariam's newest exclusive listing. Here you can see the location that I was talking about. You're just tucked off this paved highway. Here you could buy a house for $99,000 at that road junction, or you could turn south and go to Nosara, or you can turn southwest and go out to Junquillal, Playa Negra, and Playa Avellanas. This location is extremely strategic. The layout of the property is also perfect for privacy. They have fully fenced off the acre of land that they have here, and you've got really just beautiful hedges, greenery and surroundings that create privacy. The main home has a huge open central living space. Here you can see that it incorporates that, old Guanacaste charm with hardwood ceilings, rafters, etc. The original builders did a great job creating this main living space with guest rooms on one side and the kitchen and master suite on the other. And at 2,500 total square feet of living space, it's just a large, serious home. The current owners, I think, are representative of the best future owners. They did not want to live in a touristy spot. They wanted to feel like they had a home in the real Costa Rica. For them, driving to the beach really didn't make a difference versus walking to the beach. And really, they've just enjoyed their privacy at their home. They've felt comfortable living there. They have lots of dogs. I can't remember how many it is, but half a dozen or something like that. So for people who want to actually move to Costa Rica, spend time in your property, it's a substantial home, and at $465,000 is one of few that is this large, under $500,000, that also gives you an acre of nice property that you could develop. There's room for a pool. They've got a great seating area outside, and overall, you probably couldn't replace this home for anything under $500,000, given the current construction costs and land costs in the area. There's their sitting area. In the middle of the home is the living area, and then on either side, you've got the bedrooms. Finally, I want to go to Casa Breeze. This is a home located so close to the beach. You can absolutely hear the water, the waves around you. I wish I would have put a location photo here earlier in the slide carousel. There we are. You're under 200 yards from the Pacific Ocean. It is a really quick walk from Casa Breeze to the water itself. This is a 2-bedroom home that was built like an absolute fortress. 20 years ago, you could build concrete structures here in Guanacaste for far less than it costs today. And Casa Breeze is representative of just how much you could build on a budget. You've got 1 bedroom downstairs, the master suite upstairs. It sits on a 3rd acre of titled property. This close to the beach, that kind of property is very hard to come by anywhere in Costa Rica currently, let alone with such a beautiful home. You can see that the original owner of this home had a very strong, tie to a lot of the Spanish colonial aesthetics. It's what people love to see here in Guanacaste. And with a location this close to the water, you get great rentals, and specifically, you get great return traffic. People rent it 1 year, they absolutely fall in love, and you can be guaranteed they will likely be back the next year just because everyone wants to walk to a beach. There is a surf break just down the road from Casa Breeze. It can be a pretty intense wave when it is pumping. The currents can be pretty strong out there too, so all around it's sort of an advanced spot. But for $495,000, we're talking about a 1/3 of an acre of property. The house measures about 1,600 square feet, maybe 1,800 of interior living space. And you also have a very solid garage that could be converted into more living space or just kept for cars in the future. Do be sure to subscribe to my channel, folks. It's been a pleasure. I'll be back next Friday. Appreciate you joining me today, and pura vida.